and she brought the career advice. Now sit back and relax while you get advice that will take you to the next destination in your career or business. And now, Katrina Brittingham. Hello, hello, hello. This is Katrina Brittingham, your navigator on your road to success and your business coach. And we have my lovely, 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 lovely co host, Dr. The Real Deal Love.
Hello, 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 hello.
So, we are here today for you with another amazing topic that you can take in your business as a business owner, entrepreneur, and
Mhm.
or your career. Remember, both of these things are your career, whether you own a business or whether you work for corporate. A lot of times people try to separate that out, but that is what you do for work. That is, how you earn your money. And we tend to burn ourselves out, whether we work for corporate or whether we are working for ourselves to bring that income in.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, I was thinking about what we should do. We talked about things that you could do for success. And I thought about the self care ideas. One of the things that we talked about was taking care of yourself. So I decided to go a little further in that and give you 9 ways to have work life balance and to do self care as a busy entrepreneur, executive, or any type of employee.
Okay, 9 ways.
9 ways.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to try this way. I'm going to go through the 9 ways as the titles, and then we're going to try to see if we can get through all 9.
We'll double back in. All right, that sounds
Yes.
like a plan.
Because I thought that worked well last week.
It did. It did.
So, number 1 is make personal time part of your routine every day. Number 2 is prioritize sleep. Number 3 is eat the right food. Number 4 is daily workouts. Number 5 is relax and unwind. Unwind, unplug, unwind. Number 6 is take up a hobby. Number 7 is say no when you have to.
Mhm.
Number 8 is be fully present and enjoy the moment. And number 9, go on a vacation. All right, so now we're back up to number 1, which is make personal time part of your daily routine.
Mhm.
Okay, so as entrepreneurs, as busy workers, no matter what you do, one of the first things that we often sacrifice is time for ourselves.
Mhm.
We run around and we do everything. We do the work. We come home. We take care of the babies. We take care of husbands. We take care of wives. We come home and be like, oh, wait a minute, I forgot to hang this. And so now you're doing that. I forgot to do this load of laundry. So you're doing that. But take some time for yourself, some personal time, some time where you can sit and think, read a book, meditate, pray, you just play some music and just chill.
Mhm.
Because that is part of how you unwind and how you rest. We're going into sleep, but a lot of people talk about sleep. But how many times have you slept and had the 8 hours and woke up and still was not rested because your mind was still moving, you were still thinking about the day? This
Mhm.
is a time to balance yourself out. Give
Mhm.
yourself some me time.
Mhm.
This is so important. This is whether you're an introvert or extrovert, whether you get your energy from internal and processing it or external environments. You need that time that is just for you. Whether you're married, whether you're single, you need time that is just for you. And guess what? When you have that, you can be better for the people that you are helping. You can be better for your clients. You can be better for your children. You can be better for your spouse and
Mhm.
also your family. So take some time to quiet your mind. However, you can do that. You can do that. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Okay, you can do that in meditation. You can do that in, like I said, music. If you like to read, if reading is your thing, whatever it is that calms you. You can I can name so many things, but I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Take some time to meditate and think quietly, and trust me, you'll get to that place.
Mm,
Sometimes for me, it's just that walk. We talked about my move from Philly, the big city, to down to Atlanta, the country. For me, that is peace. I can take a walk and just watch nature, look at the birds, look at the little things that are scuttering around, the little animals. That gives me peace.
mhm,
So if I take 10 to 15 minutes just to do a walk, that calms me. So
mhm,
it doesn't mean that you're sitting in a dark room to give yourself that peace and that comfort. You have to know what that is. For some people, it might be a massage, it might be stretching, whatever it is, that's your thing that just gets your mind to where it needs to be. Keep your personal time free of work and concerns, so you are just taking time off just for you, just to get that peace that you need. Okay. So, whatever it is you do to relax, enjoy slow mornings over meditation, you can do that. Or a cup of tea. See, it doesn't even have to be, sometimes a hot cup of tea can be so relaxing.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
if you just take that time, if you don't like quiet, just play some music and just listen to the music, bop to the music, drink some tea. It will cause you to calm down. Um, I know with me, I like to put a little bit of milk in my tea. That's so comforting to me. And everything that might not work for you, but it might, it might work. Try it. Don't do coffee.
No coffee, huh? Why not coffee?
Because it has so much caffeine and it's an upper, and you'll be zooming around. Now,
Okay.
if it's morning, maybe that'll help wake up your brain cells. But if you're talking about after work, the worst thing you can do, especially after you reach a certain age, is drink a cup of coffee, because you're going to be up all night.
Okay.
Um, when I was younger, coffee actually, did the opposite for me. It actually made me go to sleep. I tried that when I got older, and then I was just like, why am I up? Why am I up? What did I do? It was the coffee. So be careful with that coffee.
Mhm,
If you uh, need a break during the workday, during lunch, step away from your computer to really enjoy your meal. Working through lunch sounds great, but it's horrible for you, because you don't actually get to take that break. So if you have a break room, a lot of people work from home. Get up from your computer, sit at your dining room table, sit outside, and have your lunch where you're not sitting and this email may come in or somebody may call. Guess what? You can handle it after that time, and you are legally required to take a lunch
mhm,
and everything, especially if you work for someone else. That is a law. You have to do it.
mhm.
Okay.
How long does
Not,
it have to be? Is it a certain time how long lunch has to be?
well, by law, you get 30 minutes. Some
30.
companies give you an hour or 45 minutes. So, whatever that break time that you're allowed it, make sure that you take it.
Okay.
Okay. A nice warm bath, yes, this works for me. I like bubble baths. A nice warm bath helps to relax you, relax your muscles, quiet your thoughts. Same thing, you could play some music in the background. It's so soothing to do that. So these are some examples to process self care for yourself.
Absolutely.
Any thing to add to that?
Well, I was just thinking, this is such a great show to tune into because how to be a successful entrepreneur or how to be a successful employee, you know, and that's so important to do what you love because when you take on a job, I say this all the time, when you take on a job and you're working for someone, you have to work you have to work that just like you work your own you're working for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain commitment that you need to give to your employer. After all, there's an exchange. He's paying you a certain rate for a certain amount of work, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a mutual exchange. It's a benefit. So being at your best is so important, and then having a balanced life, and that's what this list is about, having a balanced life. I wish you know I wish I had someone to just like tell me some of these things as I was in my beginning and as I was starting, because I was all over the place. I was so frantic if I was going to succeed. I was just if my business was going to if I was going to make any money. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, for those of you who are just starting your business, I understand you do what you have to do. I understand that. Okay, we give you full permission to do what you have to do. However, by the same token, there has to be a time, and I was just telling my daughter this a couple of months ago. Once your business gets to a certain place where you know you can generate money, may not be enough to pay all of your bills, but my ideal that I had, I put it out on the market and people were willing to come and pay me for it. You know you've got a viable service or a viable business. Now you need to structure your business. You need to
Mm-hmm.
structure your life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is about. It's about structuring your life so that you can be at your best. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Yes.
and the start was me time. Take time for me because
Mm-hmm.
you're clear. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things, and I'm going to share this with you. This is another thing that I do. As an entrepreneur, oftentimes when you're fighting for an answer or you're needing a system or you're needing a marketing ideal, if you say to yourself at night before you go to sleep, while I'm sleeping, I need answers. When I go to bed at night, I have a flashlight, pencil, and paper on my nightstand every night. It's just, I have it because I will wake up sometime in the middle of the night and my answer come to me. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever it is, it'll come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Say, and if I don't take time and write it down, I'll miss it. So you can miss some $1 million ideals if you just don't take the time to understand how ideals come,
Mm-hmm.
how success unfolds for you, how you already know the answer, but you got to get still. You got to get quiet. You got to have the peace within in order to really to start to gain the insight and information that's right there for you to get. So being a successful entrepreneur or a successful employee, you definitely have to have the balance. So this is
Mm-hmm.
a great list that we're
Yes.
sharing with you tonight.
Yes. And that's so very important. And the fact that you said have a flashlight by your bed, the next one, number two, is prioritize sleep. Because when you sleep, you're recharging yourself.
Yes.
You're recharging your battery. Um, yes, your brain is still going, but you can have a dream and wake up from the dream and have the idea. But
Mhm.
you have to be able to give your mind rest. Sometimes, well, I'm not gonna say sometimes. For me, if my mind is tired, it's worse than my body being tired.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, as entrepreneurs, again, yes, we give you permission to do what you need to do, but we're about to put you on a timeout because even in the beginning phases, because case in point, and I always use myself as example, I used to sit at my desk. I was full time in business. I used to sit down at my desk um, before the sun came up, like around 5. I'm working, 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 and I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, well, let me just do this one thing. I'll go to lunch. Then I look, I'm like, oh, it's too late for lunch. Let me do this. I got this other appointment. I will look up and it was dark again. And I'm like, whoa. And when I went full time in business, it was the height of the summer. So I was up from 5 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night because that's when it would get dark. That's a long day.
Mhm.
And so Of course that wasn't sustainable even with me being new in business. And that's when I came up with the schedule for myself of scheduling out when I take lunch,
Mm-hmm.
scheduling breaks into my time. Because believe it or not, that 15 minutes you take for break is not going to hinder what you have to do.
Mm-mm.
That
Not,
half an hour to an hour for lunch is not going to hinder what you have to do. What will hinder what you have to do is when you work nonstop and your body breaks down on you.
that's right.
So you want to prioritize sleep. Good sleep is essential for your brain and your body to function at their peak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that again. Sleep is essential for your mind and your body to operate at its peak.
Mm-hmm.
You have to rest your mind, which is the most powerful computer out there.
That's right.
You have to go into sleep mode. We put our computer in sleep mode, but you won't put yourself in sleep mode. Put
Right.
yourself in sleep mode. When you sleep, your body recuperates and repairs itself.
Mm-hmm.
We get so much damage from our body from day to day, from what we eat, from what we drink. Even if you drink water, something might be in the water. Guess what? Your body recuperates. Your body heals itself while you're at rest.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
fatigue caused by sleep deprivation can seriously compromise your well-being and your performance at
Yes.
work or as that business owner. So you think, oh, if I do this, oh, I'm raring to go, but your performance is greatly hindered. You can't think as clear. You can't move the way you need to move. You might be drinking 10 cups of coffee just so you can keep your eyelids open. Guess what? That is hindering you. Having proper sleep hours is key because it affects every aspect of your life. And again, I'm not saying get 8 hours sleep because that might not be how your body works and functions. On a most ideal sleep, you may not sleep 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time 6 hour sleeper. If I'm sleeping for 8 hours, that means I was dog tired.
Okay.
So you have to know what your body needs to recuperate and to rest. Okay. Successful people, we talked about success and what successful people do.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid abusing their bodies. Okay. Instead, they recognize what it needs, and your body needs sleep. You can make that better decisions when your mind and your body is healthy. Okay. Take a power nap during the day. I cannot take power naps. If I'm rocked out, I'm out. Like I'm not a power nap person. Some people are not. Um, for me, again, I can meditate for about an hour, and that energizes me. So if you're one that you can't do power naps, just try just again shutting things off, putting on some calming music for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It'll do a world of difference. Shut your mind off from what's going on and the busyness that's going on and everything like that, and all the things you have to do. And that could be enough to refresh yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything to add to that, Dr. Love?
I thought it would be good to just put this phrase in there. You know, in business, they teach us you know your numbers. You got to know your
Know
numbers.
your numbers.
So we will say that same thing when it comes to sleep. Know your number. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Know your numbers. You know, or do you need 8 hours? If you need 8 hours, take the 8 hours. You may be seven. You may be 5 hours. See, you know, and we were talking about that earlier. Don't let no one cause you to think that depriving yourself of sleep is a sign that you're really hungry and that you really take on life, because that's not really accurate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can do more with a restful, peaceful body in 3 hours than you can in 10 hours, where your mind is fatigued, your body's tired, you're not really clear, you're not really focused, and you're not really hearing from
Mm-hmm.
the voice that you really need to hear from to create. So know your numbers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever your number is, if it's 8 hours, if it's seven, if it's five, get your five. Okay. Be in harmony, because that's another thing that when you sleep, your body is in total harmony.
Mm-hmm.
You're out of the way. Your thinking is out of the way. And I realize that in business, sometimes we think too much. We think too hard. we're trying to make it happen, and you don't have to make it happen. The only thing you got to do is allow it to happen. So getting
Mm-hmm.
out of the way and letting you and just letting your subconscious communicate,
Mm-hmm.
receive, and start bringing things to you. All that's happening while you're sleeping. So believe you me, sleep is a powerhouse within itself. The things that are taking place while you're sleeping, while you're not totally conscious, but your subconscious is the subconscious never sleeps, it never rests. So you've got a part of you that's still in tune, but it's just you, the conscious mind, the worrying mind, the stressful mind, that's out of the way. And that's so key to your success is to get him out of the way. So your subconscious mind that never forgets anything, never rests, can start making things come to you. That's
Right.
important. All that's happening when you rest.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
So we know rest is important. So when you wake up, number three is eat the right foods.
Hmm.
You have to feed your body right in order for your body to move right.
That's right.
As wonderful as food tastes, guess what? Food is fuel for you.
That's right.
If you don't put gasoline in your car, eventually it will stop. So if you don't put food in your body, eventually it stops. You also need water. You can survive more time without food than you can water. So
Hmm.
you want to make sure that you hydrate your body right. You want to make sure you have those electrolytes, those minerals. If you have to take supplements because the minerals you're getting are not in food,
Hmm.
um, I would know with me, I do have to do supplements because the way my body processes certain foods, even foods that are considered healthy, my body doesn't necessarily process it right. So not only should you know your numbers, you should know your body and what you need. A lot of times when they have things out there, oh, you're supposed to have this, that's for the average person. But are you in that category of the average person? Go to your doctor, go to your nutritionist to find out what you need. Most uh, plans now have nutritionists that's covered. You may have to pay a copay, but for me, going to the nutritionist was a lifesaver for me
Hmm.
because they come up with a plan specifically for you and for your body and for your needs. Everyone is not in the whole group of the average. So, knowing that because if you are deficient in a mineral such as zinc, that can throw your whole body off.
Hmm.
If you're deficient in iodine, that could throw your whole body off. Your iodine actually regulates your thyroid. So you could be underweight, you could be overweight because your thyroid is thrown off just because you didn't have that essential mineral. Um, so know your numbers, talk to your nutritionist, do your research so you can take care of your body. If the way things are now in a busy society, it's a challenge to eat healthy. There are no drive-through salad bars. Or healthy eating bars because salads may not necessarily even be healthy, all the stuff they pile up in it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So so as an entrepreneur, solopreneur, as a worker, a lot of people are working from home now. It's easier to opt for convenience, but guess what? You're home. So there are different things that you can do to make things convenient. You can prep the night before, get up a little bit early to prep for your meals for the day. I have a slow cooker. I love my slow cooker. You can throw something in there. It could be cooking while you're working.
Hmm.
Um, love it.
Right.
Um, it's also a little bit difficult to break bad eating habits because your body craves that stuff. So sometimes you have to detox. I tell people addiction is not just alcohol and drugs. It
That's
could
right.
be food.
Sugar.
It could be exercising. Any too much of anything. So breaking a habit, it normally takes 21 days to successfully break a habit and start a new one.
Hmm.
And it takes a while to build it, but you can break it and mess up and be back to square one in a second. But It does take a while, so don't beat yourself up if you fall off the wagon. Just get back on it, um, and
That's
everything like that, and do what you need to do. The payoff is so much better. You will feel better. You will look better. Food even helps you with foggy mind because sometimes it's not even the rest. You can have a foggy mind because you're not nutritionally sound in your
mhm.
diet. I know that. I've been there. I'm not telling you anything that I don't know for myself. And I have, so I don't want people to think, oh, I'm judging you or whatever. These are all things that Katrina has been through and everything. So I'm telling you from my own experiences as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, as someone who worked for corporate, because this stuff and these habits were going on when I was working for corporate as well. I burnt myself out in corporate. I burnt myself out as a solopreneur. I burnt myself out as an entrepreneur. I burnt myself out as a network broadcasting executive. I burnt myself out all the way around because that's what Trina does. Um, but at the end of the day, Katrina learns her lesson and then, she makes some
Correct.
changes.
That's right. It's self-correct, and
Hmm.
you have to correct because I was just thinking about that when it comes to diet. Uh, I met a ophthalmologist, Clay Dillon, who was just a great man of wisdom, and he was on a radio. He was on a radio show, and I heard him speak, and I said, I got to go meet this guy. So I go to meet him, and to make a long story short, I wanted to take him to lunch, but he didn't have time. And then he thought about it. He said, I'm gonna take you to lunch. So we went to Bookbinders, and we ordered. And he looked at what I ordered. I ordered French fries. I ordered fried. I ordered French fries. I ordered fried filet. And then I ordered some other fried stuff. And then, he was polite about it as we ate. He said, as you continue to progress, he said, I want you to think about what you're eating. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're eating now, you're younger and you can deal with it. He said, but as you get older, you want to really start making sure you eat the right things because now you may have a difficult time running up the steps, but if you eat the right things, he said you'll start floating up the steps.
Yes.
So I thought about that. I was in the market last week and I saw a magazine that said eat for power. It said eat
Hmm.
for power. And I went back 2 days ago to get it and it wasn't there. So I was a little heartbroken about that. But it said eat for power. So, a lot of times we say, do you eat to live or do you live to eat? I eat to live. You know what I'm saying? And if I have a diet, I love my diet. I have a healthy diet. I juice. I eat raw vegetables. I make my salad. I'm a cook. I cook. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fast food guy. However, I eat what I want to eat. If one of my favorite snacks is what Cheetos, I'll eat Cheetos. I mean, I don't eat so healthy that I don't have fun. I don't eat
Let's
some of
see.
the things I enjoy.
So and I'm gonna say this, and we're about to go to a break. Um, because when you eat well, you have energy throughout the day, and I've learned that. You don't get what we call the itis. After you eat, you feel like you gotta fall asleep because the meal was so heavy that you have to process it. You can stay focused, increase your productivity and your mood. And I say all of that to say is that even when I went to the nutritionist said you can eat what you want, contrary to popular belief.
Yes.
It's not what you're eating, is how much of it you're eating and how often you're eating it. If you crave french fries, get a small fry. Why you have to have the super size? If you want a cheeseburger, get a cheeseburger. If you want um Cheetos, instead of having the large bag, they have the little snack size.
That's right.
Get the little snack size. And my nutritionist said this to me, and I swore she was lying to me. She said, if you crave ice cream, have it. She said, just go in the carton. Instead of scooping out all that you scoop out, take a spoonful,
Hmm.
close the lid, put it in the freezer, and take that spoonful and walk away. It'll satisfy your craving.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She don't know what she's talking about. But I was home and I craved it and I did it. I took out the carton, put a spoon in it, put the lid back on, put it in the refrigerator, took the spoon, went and watch TV, had that spoonful, and I'm sitting there, mm-mm. And then I go to bed and I wake up, I'm like, wait a minute, I just had a spoonful of ice cream.
Yes.
And that was it. Like I didn't have the desire to go back in there or anything. It literally was satisfied. A lot of times it's like when we see it and it's in front of us. You know, how many of us was taught clean your plate? Also learned
Eat
that
all of
you
it. Eat all of it.
everything is about portion size. Instead of having that huge plate, because in the states, we have huge plates. They was like take what you want, put it on a saucer.
Hmm.
You'll have everything that you want because everything is on that saucer. When you're done, you'll be satisfied. Because the key is not eating until you're full. By the time you eat until you're full, you've already had too much.
Hmm.
That's where the itis comes in.
Hmm.
So if you take the saucer, and again, I'm telling everybody, I don't always succeed at all of these things. I'm just saying, but I've learned and I built habits and fell off the wagon with habits, put the habits back on. It really does make a difference um, in how you function,
Hmm.
you know. And like you said, floating up the steps, I came down here, case in point, I was here with a young lady a good 10 years younger than me, and where we are, you know, down here you need a car, everything is a distance. And you know where I live is a lot of hills and roads, and we're walking and she's showing me like the facilities and everything, and I'm walking, and like I look up and she's like huh, huh, and I
Hmm.
stopped because I was like, wait a minute,
Hmm.
I'm not out of breath at all.
I know. You okay?
Right, and I'm thinking like, because I'm like, if she's out of breath, then I should really be struggling. And I was just like, and I'm like, and I did ask. I said, "You okay?" She said, "Oh, girl, yeah, I'm fine," and everything. She looked back at me, and I wasn't huffing and puffing at all. And I was just like,
There's a difference.
it's a difference, and it's may not necessarily been the food she was eating. Um, you know, I was told a long time ago. I was in elementary school. And this one girl, she's like, I got to get in shape. And folks was like, why are you skinny? She said, just because you're skinny doesn't mean that you're in shape. It's how you're moving your body.
Hmm.
Because you can eat well and just never move. And guess what? You're going to walk a couple steps and you're going to be out of breath because
Yes.
your body is not conditioned. And so that brings us into number four. But before we go into number four, we are going to go to break. I talked a whole bunch longer than I thought I was going to speak, but we will see you after the break.
We'll be back.
The business and entrepreneurial world is full of talk. Talk, 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 talk. Enough. We take everything you've learned, leverage it, and give you the actual tools you need to put all the talk into your walk. Attend the conference that's all about action, strategies, and real ROI. Your executive GPS ticket includes access to seminars and workshops where you'll learn business financing, such as loans, grants, venture capital, and angel investors. Business strategies, human capital strategies, such as hiring contractors versus employees. Government contracts. Register today. www.theexecutivegps.com.
All right, and we are back. Yes, I am advertising the Executive GPS Conference. That is in October. Why? Because it is April. That means it is 6 months away. But you get the tools that'll help you to be successful in business. The keys to success, what we were talking about, professional development. There is a cost, but the cost is offset by what you learn. Okay, it's also to help you put into place the things in your business that will allow you to have the free time that you need to make sure that your business is built the way it's supposed to uh, be built. You definitely will get a return on your investment. We have excellent speakers every year that make sure that you have something that you can walk away with and use from the moment you leave their session.
Hmm.
Okay, so get yourself prepared. We are about
And
to put out the information on the website so you can see what the cost is. It is virtual. So that means that you can do it out of the privacy of your home, or if you work during the day, or you can't make it, you can always replay the video for that time frame and the time slot and the entire conference.
Mhm.
Okay, we also will have vendors that will provide you with more, uh, you know, content and things that you need for your business. So keep an eye out for the Executive GPS conference and the things that we will have going on.
And it's a tax write-off.
It definitely is. Professional development is a tax write off. And if you want to be a speaker and help other people, your time is coming up too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Get ready.
All right. So, number four is prioritize your daily workouts. Okay, so taking care of your physical health, we just went through that in that story. Everything just kind of falls into line.
Hmm.
Is getting your body moving. Our bodies were made to move.
Mm.
Okay, our bodies were made as a fine-tuned instrument.
Mm.
Every part of our bodies has some type of muscle. Our heart is a muscle. Our lungs is an organ, but our heart is a muscle. Our brain is a muscle.
Mm.
So you have to work out those things and work out those kinks.
Mm.
I actually play games that help with my mind development and keep my mind sharp and young. Because again, if you don't use it, you lose it. If
That's
you don't read, guess what? The next time you may have a PhD, but the next time you go to read, if it's been a long time, you will struggle to read. It blew my mind one time, and I didn't even realize how much time I spent not actually like really reading, like taking the time to actually practice to read a novel. Yes, you can read contracts and everything, but I went to read and read aloud, and I stumbled over words, and I was like, "Wait a minute! Like it's not supposed to be like this." So taking that time to do that, because we're talking about your body, and guess what? Your brain is a part of your body, working that body, doing
mm.
exercises, doing stretches. Just as simple as going for a walk. You don't have to run all the time. You don't have to run everywhere you go. If you take that walk and do that walk, when you have to run, you'll realize, oh my gosh, I'm not out of breath. Just taking that time to do what you need to do to make yourself feel good. Um, Having exercise routines for some people helps. That's not for me. Walking is my thing.
Mhm.
It can help discipline you physically and mentally. Okay. You don't have to exercise for an hour, 2 hours a day.
That's right.
Okay. You don't actually even have to exercise and do all your exercise in one sitting. You can do 15 minutes, go back about your day, do another 15 minutes, go back about your day, do another 15 minutes. It still adds up to that hour if you want to do that hour.
Hmm.
It really does.
Hmm.
That was the big thing for me that I found out, again, going through nutritionists and things like that, that you can break up your exercise during the day and you still get the same benefits as if you worked out for a whole hour straight.
Yeah. And I want to encourage uh, everyone that's tuning in. You know, I want you to understand the importance of exercising your body as physical exercise. Exercise your mind. Miss Katrina was just talking about the games you play, strategies, crossword puzzles, math problems. Exercise your body, your mind, and then your spirit. Exercise your spirit. That's another entity that that is so critical for your business.
Hmm.
Body, mind, and spirit. Because money and earning money is very spiritual. You think it's like go out and labor, but believe you me, it's spiritual. You'll receive things in the spirit realm, communications that will just catapult you into areas that you wouldn't have gone had you not known to exercise spiritually as well. So that would be reading your Bible or a spiritual book, or something that takes you away from just all the physical and goes into something spiritual in your
Yeah.
mind. Those are three components. I just wanted to get those into the hearing: spirit, mind, and body. Exercise all three because that's what comprises you. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And that is the thing too. Um getting your spiritual health together. That is definitely a key um to success. However you decide that you want it to be, um because you have people who believe different things, whether you are in a physical building, whether are spiritual and things like that. You have to take time to feed your spirit. You have to take that time. It's a part of it. It is essential for your overall health and your overall growth,
Mm-hmm.
because as you're growing in business, you want to your spirit and your spirit man or woman to grow. um,
Mm-hmm.
you want to be in a different place than you were last month, last week, last year. That's the constant thing of evolving. If you're not growing, then you're dying.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the real key of it. Um, so you want to exercise that. However, how do you exercise that? With your body, with your mind, and things like that. Um, is those things, whatever it is that you believe. Are you reading that? Are you researching that? Are you around other like-minded people?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really getting what you need to get? Are you getting an understanding of those things? These are the same things and the same principles, because guess what, everything we do in life is based on a spiritual principle.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
It is.
um, Even the laws that we have are based on spiritual principles. If you do your research, because guess what, it works. People talk about manifesting. That's a spiritual principle that
Mm-hmm.
people talk about in business all the time, and they don't realize how much that is rooted in spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. So do your research. Don't just take my word for it, Dr. Love's word for it. Do your research for yourself, and so you will see how the spiritual realm interconnects into the physical realm, into the business realm, into the business principles, into laws, into even family dynamics. All of that is rooted into that. um, and he always brings me into that. Um, I'm just so focused on the business stuff, but all of that stuff is rooted into that, and that's why you have a partner. It also says two is better than one.
Mm-hmm.
In relationships, in business, in anything, having another person there, another mind, can bring you to where you need to be, will bring out new ideas and more ideas. That's sometimes the issue with solopreneurs. It's like, I can do all of this by myself. Here's the thing. I was on the mindset before where it's like, no, you can't. Well, the thing about it is, yes, you can, because you can manifest stuff, but you will be more worn out doing it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It will take you longer doing it by yourself. You'll have more pitfalls and things like that doing it by yourself. So, getting that network, getting that tribe, getting that second person, getting that mentor, getting, somebody else, another mind, another set of eyes to do with you will make a big impact. And I just went off the topic. But number five, because we're on number five and we're actually over halfway through the show. We're still on number five. We did so good last week. Is
Mm-hmm.
relax and unwind. Okay. Our world is ever changing. The only thing that's constant in life is change. We're fast paced in the world of business. Entrepreneurs, workers alike, often try to make the most out of the day by squeezing in the most tasks. That's what we were talking about. Try to squeeze everything in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yet, one of the best self care tips that will boost your productivity is to take the time for relaxation. You can save that last email for the next day. You will not die. Nobody will die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can start that next idea or that thing on your to-do list. Guess what? You can move it to the next day. You've already had things that you've accomplished.
That's
Move
right.
it to the next day. Take the time to relax. Take the time to have your meals. Take the time to spend the time with your family. Remember, we are not designed to continuously use up our energy. You also need to rest and recover the energy that you've lost.
Mm-hmm.
Recuperate. So I manage my own business. Dr. Love manages his own business. Um, and I have had a team. I do have a team with this show. It's even more essential that you set limits for yourself, because even as you bring on a team and employees, guess what? Everybody's going to be clamoring for your attention. So you still have to take that time for yourself. Give yourself time to relax and unwind. Give your employees, give your contractors permission to take a break and permission to unwind as well,
So important.
because they need to have that too. And reconnect with yourself and with your loved ones, which I had mentioned before. So, here are some ways for you to do that. Give yourself positive affirmations, especially if you've had a rough day. Avoid negative talk because, again, we talked about manifestation. What you speak is what you manifest into the world. Words are so powerful. Um, my technique, I used to have affirmations all around my mirror and I used to speak them to myself every morning. Um, Not so much at night. Sometimes if I had a rough day, I would be speaking those affirmations that was around my mirror. So you can tag them to your mirror. Tag them to your, a friend of mine used to tag them to her bathroom mirror. I had it in my bedroom. You can tag it to your bathroom window,
Mm-hmm.
mirror,
You're
um,
in your car, anywhere,
on your refrigerator, anywhere that you know that you will look during the day.
frequently. That's
Okay.
right.
I had it on the mirror because I subscribe to saying affirmations, looking at myself and saying it in the third person. You are this girl. Don't you know you are this? It makes a big difference because I'm speaking to myself and
Mm.
speaking to my spirit. Practice taking deep breath exercises. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Just in that, it calmed me down a little bit.
It does.
That calms you down. Um, I need to do that more. I'm gonna put that on my list. Um,
Yeah.
I used to do that like every day.
Oh,
Again, because you fall off the wagon. That just reminded me
mhm.
that I need to do that. And that's just as simple as it is. A lot of times, that is what meditation is, with um, some calming music. Okay, your favorite calm music, not that
Mhm. Mhm.
music, that calming music, and just breathe in and breathe out.
That's right.
And
That's
do that for maybe like 15 minutes.
that's right.
By the end of that, you will be surprised how
That's it.
calm you get. I took two with from the first breath. I took two breaths and I feel better already.
That's right.
Um,
It releases the toxins that are in your lungs. You
mm-hmm,
know, it starts to slow your pulse down.
mm-hmm,
It slows your pulse down. It calms you. It relaxes you. It gives you a moment to think. It clears
mm-hmm.
your mindset. And I was telling my grandchildren, when you start getting angry, because that's one of the things that I decided that I'm no longer going to get angry. It's just a waste of energy. And when I find myself starting to move into that space, I start breathing.
Yeah, I try.
Mhm.
I'm a work in progress. Um,
Absolutely. Don't give up. Don't give up. Stay with it. That's the thing. So
Get a
so
massage. We
Zig
talked about
Ziglar,
that.
Zig
Go ahead.
Ziglar said this. He said the only difference between a big shot and a little shot is the big shot kept on shooting. So keep on shooting, Miss
That's right.
Katrina.
Pow. That's right. Get a massage. We talked about that last week. Nice little rub down. You'd be surprised
Hmm.
how how much a rub down will relax you.
Yes.
So if you don't have somebody at home that can give you a massage or willing to give you a massage, they do have massage therapists. Yes, it's a cost, but it's well worth it.
You're worth it.
Okay. Get a deep tissue one as your first one. Oh my goodness. You will feel like you are walking on a cloud coming out.
Hmm.
Um, light a candle, with a relaxing scent.
Hmm.
You can do that all while you're. If it's matter of fact, when you go in for a massage, that's the first thing they do is they light candles. They play that soft music that we was talking about. That's all a relaxing thing. If you're home and you have that music, have the soft candle,
Yeah.
um, and everything, like dim the lights down and all of
The
that stuff.
relaxing environment. You're creating a relaxing environment. You know, and
Yes,
your
yes,
environment. You dim the lights, get the fragrance going, get the music going. See the atmosphere. See the atmosphere is conducive to the activity that you're
mm-hmm,
ushering in.
mm-hmm,
So creating your environment is so important. Okay,
mm-hmm.
you need to get that in there.
Yeah. Another thing we talked about it before. Read a book in the genre that you like to read. If you like action adventure, read that. If you like romance, read that. If you like myself, who done it, because I want to know who did it, and try to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
read that. Catch up on your favorite YouTube or Netflix videos or whatever. Again, just make sure it's calming. If you already stressed, you don't want to watch a stressful series.
Want
You
to
really
stress.
don't.
You don't want to add to your stress.
Here's a big one. And I know we're on social media, but sometimes taking a hiatus from social media will help you.
Sure.
Yes, it will. That
Mm-hmm.
means log off from it, take it off your phone,
Hit the
get your
do not
mind
disturb.
together.
Hit the do not disturb button. I did that yesterday. I hit the do not disturb button in church yesterday and forgot to turn it back on. So I missed a lot of calls until I'm like, oh, I forgot to take the do not disturb off. So, that do not disturb will serve you. You know what I'm saying? Because it will actually give you that moment. It can be an hour, it could be in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just to do not disturb. Me
Yes,
time. Very important.
yes, yes. And the world won't blow up because you unplugged from social media. Seriously, I realized I had to do something because I'm always on something and this, that, and the third. And I one time I left my phone in the house and I was somewhere and I really went into I started getting the shakes and like, oh my God, my phone. And then I got home and I'm like, the world ain't blown. Folk didn't even call. I'm worried. They didn't even call.
World was
I
able
was-
to live without you for a few minutes, right?
And I was just like, okay, all of this, you thought the world was going to come to an end and there'd be some emergency. And I'm not saying do it, just leave your phone at home as a practice or whatever. But, um,
Unplug,
unplugging from those
unplug.
things, yeah, unplugging from those things makes a world of difference. Um, So whether you're a boss, whether you're an employee, whether you're an entrepreneur, whatever you do for a living, you need to take a break from work once in a while. You need to blow off some steam and do something that you love, you like, or discover a new hobby.
Hmm.
Um, Look, I expanded my business going on a vacation, not even thinking about work and had a connection that expanded my business. You never know where opportunities will meet you. And I was still on vacation. I was like, okay, I'll connect with you. It's like, oh, you on vacation? Connect me when you get home. Yeah, and that was an opportunity. So you just never know what can come of taking that time to unplug. Okay, so when you're taking that time and you're doing the things that you need to do to decompress, um, make sure that you are, um, you know, fully engaged in what you're doing. Okay, so that's not having your mind wander here, not going and checking for the phone, not checking your emails and everything like that. The whole point of that is to bring the stress down in your life, to decompress your life. So that's what you need to do. Number seven is know when to say no. So that goes into even having your hobby time. Sometimes you have to say no to social media, no to answering that call. No, I'm getting myself together, and everything like that. The world will not blow up because you do that. Okay. I'm going through things kind of fast because we're at that time
Oh,
already.
the
Can you
hour.
believe this?
Ooh,
Be fully present and enjoy the moment. So I talked about that before. Be fully present in the moment. If you're
okay.
spending time with your family, be present with them. Don't be on your phone. Don't be distracted. I'm so guilty of that. See, I still have a lot of work to do. I am
Okay.
so guilty of that. Um, because somebody's talking to me and I'm on my phone. I hear you, and I do hear them,
Yep.
but I'm not 100% present in the moment.
Yes.
Um,
That's important. Yeah. Be present and connect.
I, oh, I'm so bad with that, and I wasn't always bad at that. I don't know what, but whatever. Be present in the moment.
Mhm.
Um, Take your attention away from those things that are going to distract you. If it's family fun night, have that family fun night. If it is you meditating, take that time to meditate. Make sure that your family and friends know that they have your full attention because this is the time that you're taking with them. If you're on vacation, again, take that time for yourself and develop those memories because those memories are something that you're not going to be able to get back if you don't make them. They're once in a lifetime. The people that are with you are once in a lifetime. You don't know if you're going to see those people again, and that is the harsh reality of it. I had to learn that harsh, very very harsh lesson myself. And it was just like, dang, I wish I was just more in the moment so I could get. I had some memories, but just to the fullness. I'm a I don't even know what to call it, but my memories are so where I remember taste, smell, sight, sounds, colors, where we were, how the grass was, just the bird that flew past. I'm that type of person when I'm in the moment. And
Mhm.
so, um, when you no longer have people there, what you have left are the memories. Now, you might not be the person that remembers like that, but it's just an example because whatever it is and however you remember things, that is going to be what you have the impact of.
Mhm.
So make sure that you are fully aware and fully in the moment, and then you won't have that guilt like, oh, I should have been more, or
Get it
I
through
wish
this book.
I had just said, I wish I had just hugged them one last time. I wish I had said I loved them one last time, and everything because you were so busy, which is like, ah, I'll see you later, because you just assumed you were going to see that person later, and just like that, in a blink, that person is a memory. Um, I didn't mean for that to go there. This is supposed to be relaxing, but it's reality. Even in that, it's reality.
It is. It is.
Um, Number 9 is connected to that, is go on a vacation. Again, that's family time, that's time to yourself. Go and see the sights. My best and most favorite memory is that I always wanted to go to Spain and I got the opportunity to go and spend a month there. I will always remember that. I had pictures and lost pictures and found them again and then lost them again. Um, had them physical, had them digital. But the best memories for me were the memories in my mind. Actually remembering seeing these places, seeing a castle and how huge, I mean, huge it is. It's not just, I can't even explain it because you can't even say it's blocks. It's huge. It's like huge and all the way around huge. I couldn't imagine when I saw it. I was like, I cannot believe this. This is actually what a castle is. This is why the whole family can live. Because I always was like, how can a whole family live there? Like cousins, aunts, uncles, all the brothers
Mhm.
and sisters. Well, when you actually really see a castle in real life, you can see
You
how
see
they
it.
can do it
Uh,
and have private lives. Um, just going to the beach there, and they had like an area that was sort of like Florida with the palm trees and everything, and the palm trees were thick as oak trees and tall. Not like the ones you see here. And that's when I found out that palm trees came from Spain. I was like, oh, is
hmm.
that true? Is that right? Um,
Interesting.
and everything like that is things that you know can never be taken from you. And at the time I went, because sometimes it's the time you went. At the time I went, it was pre-COVID. It was before the first recession, and everything like that. So if I was to go back today, so much stuff would have changed because things are constantly changing and evolving. So I got to see it in a moment of time. So take that vacation. Um, Go and see what you need to see, and everything like that, and get that experience, get that exposure. Um, Traveling will change you into a different person because you get to see cultures firsthand and not just go by what you see on TV or the news or whatever. You actually get to meet the people who are there, and that's even true of whether you go out of the country or not. There is a whole different culture in the north than it is the south,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nothing like experiencing it. Different culture, different foods, different everything. Every city that I have been through to in my lifetime has been different, even in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Some similarities, but so very different. The cultures in each, city, town, state is different. It really is, and you would never
Travel,
know if
travel
you
is
were.
an education all by itself. You know,
Yes, it is.
travel is all education all by itself. I was just telling my daughter the other day, uh, it's worth it to pull your kids out of school sometime to travel. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There's an event that, there's an event that we had, and one of the grandkids wanted to go. Oh yeah, to see, yeah. Um, One of our relatives was graduating college. I said that's a great event for children to see. It's worth pulling them out of school to go to another city and to participate in a collegiate graduation. Travel is just it just broadens your horizon.
Hmm.
Educational within itself.
Hmm.
You know,
And if your children are going to school on a regular, it won't affect their schooling at all.
won't affect their grades, won't affect their school. That's right. That's right.
So let's put that in perspective. Let's make sure they're going on a regular so you can pull them out to go on these adventures. But I totally agree. I did not get to really travel until I was an adult. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I do think that it helps aid your children, help them to um, not form biases because they actually know how a culture is. They actually met people there and know how people are, um, and everything. But we are over the hour as always. But thank you so much for joining us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, on our own international platform, um, that has people from all over the world watching, and learning English. So hopefully I spoke well so you can so
Mhm.
you can pronounce the words, and everything like that. I'm so tickled pink by that people actually watch the show, to learn English, and they're learning English. I would love for someone to comment and let me know how they're doing in their studies. Yes, I'm that nerd.
Yes.
So if you feel the need, you can put a comment down below, or you can email us at info@ventureready.net, and it would just make my little day. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of High Tea with Me. To be a guest on the show, contact us via email info@ventureready.net. Thank you again, and see you next week.